What piece of media single-handedly changed the way you viewed the world after you consumed it? Animal Farm. I was really young and it presented a worldview I hadn't considered. Also, Rage, by Wilbur Smith. A great portrayal of the fallout of apartheid in Africa in the 50s and 60s which I had never really given that much thought to. I read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy my freshman year of high school. And more than anything think it shaped my sense of humor. Magnolia. 1999. It changed how I viewed people and their intentions. Made me understand properly that everyone is just trying their best to make themselves feel better. And how much people change. Everyone's a product of their experiences. It was also just a good visual for, shit happens, but you need to know it'll end. I know most of those things are a given. That everyone understands already, but I just thought it portrayed it so well. And it was just a beautiful movie. As trite an answer as it might be. Are you there, God? It's me. Margaret really gave me a window into the world of girls my age that I otherwise mightn't have gotten, and really went a long way in dissolving the otherness that girls had at the time. And as a bonus, also gave me a nice window into what it's like to struggle with your faith. As someone who was raised mostly irreligious, apart from some brief dabbling in Christianity. History of Art, by Jansen. It was the textbook for my university 100-level art history class. And afterwards it felt like being able to see the matrix code of all the visual art and design around me, realizing how different types of, mostly Western, art relate to each other, where popular design elements and styles come from, etc. Really changed my entire outlook on the world. The evening televised news in the late 60s. Body counts from Vietnam daily. I'm pretty sure the seeds of my pacifism were planted while being horrified at the entire episode of The Animatrix. Just something about the helpless horror. The waste of life. The sudden death of so much individuality. That flicked a switch in me. Made me realize other people aren't NPCs that just spawn into the world. Already adults. Killing even one person permanently ends decades of life experience, social connections, and emotional investment that person had, as well as everyone else they shared their life with. The Hobbit, 1977. When I was 7, I watched my cousin's entire set of Star Trek TOS on VHS when we were on vacation at their house and there was nothing else to do. I fell in love. TNG premiered about a month after we got home and I was absolutely hooked on how just, equitable, understanding, caring, and accepting they were. Not to mention how awesome the stories and aliens were. Been a Trek fan ever since. There is this one short story I read called The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. It's about a perfect utopia called Omelas. But its perfection relies on this one child having to suffer forever. When the citizens grow old enough to understand that the child has to suffer to keep the utopia, some of them accept it as a fact of life and enjoy Omelas. And others leave the city because of how unjust it is. I think the main premise of it has many real-world parallels. Handmaid's Tale. Religulous. As a kid, changed my view on religion. I grew up Christian. Which means I grew up in a backwater southern town where Christianity is predominant. But I was taught nothing about God or the Bible aside from how to use it to prove America is a godly country and all that BS. Reddit. I'm now way more pessimistic. A issue Maximum Rock and Roll, 1987. Upton Sinclair's The Jungle changed my diet instantly. Ben Elton books and TV shows like Blackadder made me reinterpret and shape all my beliefs. The Blues Brothers. I watched it dozens of times as a kid and it definitely laid the foundation of my musical taste. This might sound stupid, but the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It had a major influence on how I view my own identity and how I interact with the world around me. Whiplash. I yearn for perfection now. No human is perfect till they do what they want perfectly. The Man from Earth. That movie is just south else. Drumline finally helped me to see the difference between diarrhea and farting. The Mona Lisa. After I consumed it I was hospitalized for 2 months. Which really gave me a different perspective on life. Am I the Reddit changed my worldview and everyone told true stories that changed my life. The collected works of George Orwell. The Human-Animal documentary series by Desmond Morris. One Piece. Fark.com. A Canticle for Leibowitz convinced me of the morality unilateral nuclear disarmament. The Antidote. Happiness for People Who Can't Stand Positive Thinking by Oliver Burkeman. Full Metal Alchemist. The Greatest Story Never Told. Neanderthal opens the door to the universe. Preston Norton. Book. Made me look at others. Depression. The Meaning of Life in a New Light. And that crappy people can change. Also taught me a lesson that leaving doesn't mean giving up. Another is The Anime. Darker Than Black, changed my view of love is like. It was really profound.